Hi, I'm going to teach you how to make fruit fly media. So I've been experimenting with lots of fruit flies. I usually use the Riptycal. I don't use yeast at all because I tend to notice that yeast makes the media mold. So we won't be using that. Sugar, vinegar, water, and equipment. So this is practically, the Walmart potato flakes. As you can see, nothing wrong with them. So this is how we'll start off. Pour some in a bowl right next to any container you have at home or anything that would help out. So basically my recipe is 45-55% water. So I usually tend to add vinegar. To the 45%. The vinegar actually helps out with mold or any unwanted mold you want. Mostly like green or just white mold that actually builds up in your fruit fly media. So what I tend to do is add actually 45% and then 55% water, which really helps out. So what I would usually do is either mix that around and let it sit for a good minute, let it even out. So for your next, using your potato flakes, you're gonna have to buy Riptycal, which is my best supplement. I've been testing out in other supplements such as the calcium from Exoterra. So you will need about, I would say, a good teaspoon, half a teaspoon of it. You don't really need much because this only helps, in my opinion, the larvae to digest and be packed with like vitamins and stuff. So just add that. And keep in mind, if you do add a lot of potato flakes, they do tend to expand, so you don't really want a lot. So once you got that, your sugar. Sugar is very important for the media because it also gives the fruit flies their nectar, what they eat, what they need to survive on. I usually tend to add, say, a teaspoon of it. I use the sugar cane because it's more sweet and more natural. So teaspoon of that. So once you got your media going, give it a good mix. Get everything set up. I don't really like to mix my media after the water's out. So for this amount, I would have to say you add 25% of the water to it. So that should be good. And you will notice that it starts to really like get clunky, kind of like applesauce. So that's what you really want. Kind of like applesauce, as you can see right there. Really chunky. So once you got that done, and it has to be kind of moist, so just let it sit overnight or during a day's worth or something like that. So you will actually see it's like gets really clunky. So once that's getting done, it actually absorbs most of the water. So overnight you would leave it, not worry about it, come back in the morning, do something about it. So that's when you add a little more water. So then after that, it's gonna be really like applesauce or just kind of watery in a way. You don't want to add too much water because keep in mind, fruit fly media is actually gonna be in a cup, just closed up for like hours. So it's really gonna give a lot of humidity off. So that's what you really don't want to use. Put that aside. I've been actually trying lots and lots of different countless sauces, or I would say testing on them. I usually test with bananas. I used to use oatmeal. Most of my failed attempts are on the side. I've been actually providing this, testing for like 5 months till I actually got something down that's actually worth it. And it really does produce a lot of fruit fly larvae and fruit flies itself. So once you got that done, you could either set this up in a cup or whatever you filter on. What I would usually use is the coffee filters, like they're like 99 cents at any store. Use that, set the coffee filters on top, add a little hose to it, because basically it would be a fine layer. Usually when fruit flies land on this, you don't want it to drown. So what would happen is fruit flies would lay their eggs on top of the coffee filters, and then from there on larvae would move around, but not actually drown in this yet. So when the little holes you poked in the coffee filters, they would actually help out, let them go into the media, eat, cultivate, and then once that's done, they move up towards the dry part of the coffee filter, and then from there on just incubate, and then there you go, you have fruit flies. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's a good helpful tip for most of you people who really don't want to spend money on them or buy cultures from Petco, PetSmart, or wherever you buy them from. This is really cheap. All in all, I probably wasted under 20 bucks, and this would really help out. This would last me like 3 months at last, like maximum I would guess. Thanks for watching.